Welcome to Whose Turn Is It Anyway, your board gaming podcast where we cover even more board gaming conventions. And of course, we're talking about Essen SPIEL 2025. And we return in part 2 where we cover gaming coverage. So without further ado, let's jump back into the Essen chat. So yeah, Friday. Let's get into Friday. Day 2. Friday.
2.5.
2.5. I started my first shift on Friday at Mind Clash Games, and I had Tricarion. And
which I laughed at every time you were demoing that.
You're demoing Tricarion? Good luck with that. And I was like, stop saying that now. I'm mounting the pressure. Tricarion, I've played, I don't know how many times, loads of times. So teaching Tricarion, I'm used to it. I've got the spiel in my head. I can just do it. But I was there to demo the expansion, the Arcane Arts expansion.
Which looks great.
Which looks cool. And that's the bit I didn't know, but luckily the rule set isn't as crazy as Tricarion or its expansion of Dalgard's Academy. It's not of the same level. So when I arrived, there's a friend of mine, Hendry, who is also demos at Mindclash, has been doing it for years. And I quickly caught up with him and said, right, because he'd been demoing the day before, and I said, right, are they sending people that know Tricarion to do this expansion? And he just laughed at me. He went, no. And I was like, right, okay. So I had to kind of recalibrate how I was going to attack this demo, because I thought, well, if everyone has to play, all I've got to do is show off the expansion and off they go. They can play with it, which would have been an easier teach for sure than the reality, which is the 4 people that sat at my table. Have you played? No. Okay. So really difficult to then teach an expansion to a game like Tricarion without them having to play the base game. So I've kind of just put that to the side for the minute and explain it at the end because it's the only way to do it. But other than that, once I kind of recalibrated, it was absolutely fine.
But you've also probably sold 4 copies of Tricarion to people, right?
Potentially. Yeah. So it's all about building that world up.
Because it's not a new game.
It's not. It's 10 years old.
Yeah. But there's a lot of
10 years old?
10th anniversary
edition. Of course
edition.
it is, yeah. They're doing a special version, aren't
exactly.
they? Yeah.
So it was actually kind of a privilege to do it because it'll probably be the last time they'll demo Tricarion at any convention because it is an older game. It was like a special thing they were doing for the 10th anniversary. So yeah, nice privilege to be able to show it off. But the demo went really well. But quickly, for those that are like, yeah, whatever, JP, Tricarion, old news, 10 years. What about the Arcane Arts expansion? What does it actually do? Well, the expansion adds the Arcanist to the board. So on the board, there sits like a wagon token, and that wagon token will move between the Dark Alley, Market Row, and downtown.
Okay.
Every round.
Wait a minute. So, like, Arcane Arts, like what?
Yes,
spells.
I know. The irony here, which when that got announced, I could just see you and Curly going, so we were right. They are wizards, aren't we? We are casting spells. And like, no. And they're starting to add this. Like,
no, I thought it was magic tricks.
Well, it is magic tricks.
It's meant to be
it
magic
is,
tricks.
but then now
like the pigeon crushed in the box kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now they've added this Arcanist, which is adding an element of mystery.
And spells.
Yeah, spells. But not really spells, but yeah. Anyway, so you got the Arcanist.
I like to think they listen to the podcast and thought, yeah, spells would really work in it.
No! Make them tricks. So this thing moves around on the board every round. So if you go to that area with your worker, not only can you spend your action points in the location, you can spend it on the Arcanist board.
Oh, okay. So it's like a moving...
It's like a moving location.
Spot. Oh, wow.
If that makes sense. So the things that you can do...
It's like the merchant in Resident Evil, the village.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, hello, stranger.
Hello, stranger. All these words.
What do you want? Do you want some Tricarion shards?
Yeah.
But what you can do, talking about Tricarion shards, you can soup them up. So you can spend money, which is tight, to supercharge your Tricarion shards to these nice, like luminous blue versions of them. And they give you 2 action points rather than 1.
Oh, nice.
And you can spend them in the theatre, but they only give you 1 in the theatre. So it's like, it just gives a bit more flexibility with those. They're really, really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it gives you a bit of this, a bit of that. You can also buy enhanced components from the Arcanist. And an enhanced component can match a 2-point component from the base game.
Okay.
So if you don't have the pigeon that I want the pigeon, you can get one of these enhanced components to replace it.
Cut my throat, Dibbler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've told you a pigeon.
Which
It's dead, but it's fine.
Which will kind of, like with Tricarion, you can get yourself in a cul-de-sac quite easily and go, crap.
Yeah.
But with this, it allows you to get out of that cul-de-sac and into different cul-de-sacs in the game. And what happens if you prepare your trick with the enhanced component, that component, or one of them, moves onto the trick card. And when you perform that trick, there's a couple of dice that you roll at the beginning of the round. If it's the right component, it will give you extra things when you perform it. So they are finite because they will move to the trick. So you can't just keep spamming them for the things, but it will allow you to get out of a jam. And the other cool thing is you can buy special workers that do different things. You've got like a Spectre that doesn't take a worker placement spot, just sits in the back.
Okay.
And allows you to take some actions.
Oh, good.
And you can do a golem, which you can only place on your first or last turn of the round. So again, they just twist some things up, but they're quite expensive. They're like getting paid in Tricarion shards, not money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
Can you overspend with the souped-up ones, or?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
I think they'll take any Tricarion shard will be accepted from wireless contact. So, but yeah, I just added a few little things. I think there's probably other things on there, but yeah, generally it's not a massive expansion. They've designed it so it fits in the big collector's box.
Yep.
Which I really like. The fact that this comes in a tray. The tray matches the colour of the insert. If you've got the big box collector's edition, just slots right in. Bada.
Nice.
So how does can it be played with the other expansion?
Yeah.
It fits in?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it sounds like it fits in because it doesn't add too much. It adds enough variation to help people.
Yeah.
Without adding too many rules.
It loosens up the jam.
It loosens up the game.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really interesting to play, actually, because it is a very tight game. Have you
Yeah.
played
I played it, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I played it a lot more solo because I did a review for Mind Clash.
Yeah.
Loved it. Absolutely blew my mind.
Yeah.
It makes me so tired after.
Yeah,
I have to lie down.
Yeah.
So having something that might loosen up a little bit might be quite nice to just be like,
I didn't
you know
back
what?
it. I'm frustrated because that sounds great, like really, really good. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Speak to our friends at Mind Clash. And
I'll speak to you.
Yeah. Hello. Sure,
He was wearing his Mind Clash, and every time I saw someone that passed him at the show, I'd be like, Mind Clash friend. And he had the secret nod that only he knew.
Yeah. Little wink.
I tried it and they looked at me funny.
But that was pretty much my morning. So I was literally demoing that. What's next?
So me and Taz went to play Ants straight away and get a demo of Ants, which, if you don't know what Ants is, it's a new game by Cranio. And the developer is Renato Severo and Andrea Robiani. And
Nice.
yeah, I tried it.
You did.
I think I got
You had a go, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a go.
Just like I did earlier.
Yeah. And we got this demo. It was kind of a good demo, but there were some like rules clarifications that obviously needed to be done. And the designer did pop in now and again just to confirm some of them while we were playing. When we were playing, me and Taz were playing against two games developers themselves. So right from the go, they basically cordoned off the map, and Taz had been dealt a horrible hand to start with. I don't think some of the rules kind of made sense to him right at the start, which they didn't to a lot of people, right? Paul was talking about this himself. But I played the game and I thought, you know what? I see a really good game here. And I liked it so much that basically I went and had a chat with Roberta. And she basically gave us a little discount on the game. Yeah. So got a discounted game version of it. I picked it up and I was like, right, I'm going to show Taz that this is a good game.
I am,
because
right?
he basically came from it. I was like, no, not for me.
Well,
not for me. Don't like it.
Let's talk about it because like we played it that evening, didn't we?
Yeah, we played it that evening.
Let's get into it.
So I'll get stuck into it.
Yeah.
So The theme is you are a colony of ants and you want to basically spread out and explore and survive and make as many VPs as possible. The way to make VPs is you've got stars that come out, which remind me of Nucleum. The way that the tracker comes out and these stars are kind of like your end-game timer. So certain goals you've got to get. You have a rotating like hatchery, which are your action spaces, which are going to be your ants. So they kind of go from pupa to larva to ants. You then have this board which you can manipulate to your income to obviously so you can get more of these, but you got to remember to feed them. So that's a resource that's
feeding
out.
the ants.
That's a resource that's out is food to feed your pupa to then turn them into ants. So you got the actions. The strength of the action you were doing was the ant that was there. So if you had 2 ants on one space at the top, that's a strength action of 2. If you had 3, it's 3, and 4 and 4 and so on. You could also spend food to buff it, to strengthen the action. But right at the start, you're starting with a 1-level action. These actions are, you can dig, and digging is done on your own little board, and it's digging down and basically creating rooms in your burrow, which you can cover. And when you cover, they have little bonuses on, and when you cover, you get it instantly. So that's the dig action. Once you've done that, you select a card, you pick it up.
From that row.
The dig row. Then you've got explore, where you get to go out and explore, and this is the middle tile out on there's like a hex grid, which is meant to be like the outside world.
It's like the garden,
and
isn't it? Yeah.
the explorer is kind of, think of it, you're tunneling underneath and you're popping up, and you put that disc there, depending, it's got pips on it, so 1, 2, 3, and there were 4s, which are quest ones, and you pop out there, you get the bonus. And then there's the loot. And loot is kind of where you're moving your ants around where your anthill is. So the explored anthill. And you can go anywhere, any space around that to then pick up the loot that's dropped around those spaces, those hexes. So if there was a grass and a food, and you went in the space in between, you'd get one of both. But it happens retroactively as well. So if you had one in between 3, no one had explored, suddenly 3 people explore, you suddenly have 3 resources come in. But what do we do with these resources? Well, grass is mainly used to play cards.
Yeah.
And so is digging. Thematically, you're digging down into your burrow. You now have a burrow of 3. I can now create a room in it. So you had these little house cards. But I might have to spend some grass to build this little room in there, this little research lab or something other, which ants aren't known to do, but it would be cool.
There was an adventure park.
There was an adventure park, which would give you a little bonus, and usually those are your engine building cards. Then you had a research card, which usually also required spending different resources. And then you had the quest cards. And the quest cards usually required you to have a certain amount of something, not really to spend anything. And you'd get to play those quest cards. That was one of your end game, the goal markers. Have 3 flags, and these flags can be done via upgrading your rotating. What's the word for a hatchery? Or they could be from killing bugs, which is another thing I'll go over in a second. Or they could be done through playing cards. This is the other action: is play 2 cards. Play the cards, spend the cost, have the things. That's an action. Another action is play 1 card and then defeat an enemy. And to defeat enemies, there's the tag system, which is very similar or akin to Terraforming Mars, where when you're playing cards, getting tokens, you have like one-time spend tokens, which is kind of like any tag, but also by playing cards you get tokens, which means you can kill enemies. You put the enemy down into your onto your board, get the instant effect, get the bonus. Then the very last action was recall, which basically you're continually taking actions in this game. And the recall action is really cool because it's when a lot of your engine kind of procs and you get your income. It's like your income trigger. So what you do is you slot out your first rectangle, which is your ant's top one. There's a goal on the bottom of it. If you've done that goal, you get to flip it and you instantly get an income bonus. So you get to move one of your income markers up, anyone you want. Then next thing to do is you can discard a card and go up on the swarm track. And there's this little track where basically if you can keep pushing your way up of it, you get benefits, or you can slot to the side and get VPs at the end. Then you go through your income, which when grass, food, or food grass, your type of ants. So you have 3 columns. So you've got like your dig ants, your explore ants, and then your loot ants. And then you get those out. Luckily, these are only eggs, so you don't have to pay for them. But then you have to pay the food for all your larvae.
It's in the middle, right?
Which is the middle. If you can't, there is a backup supply, but they are minus VPs, and you can never refill that from your queen. Mm-hmm. We did the asymmetric version, which also gave us queen powers, which was pretty cool. And we did the drafting thing right at the start where we get given 8 cards, pick 4. So you get to kind of pick what your end game bonus will be and what you're moving towards. Amazing game. It reminds me of Terraforming Mars so much, but in such a way that I would play it as well as play like I'll keep both. Yeah. It's not so alike Terraforming Mars that you don't need Terraforming Mars, but it's got so many. It's taken all the good bits out of Terraforming Mars.
Notes.
Yeah.
Wispy notes
of Terraforming Mars.
And Arc Nova as well.
And Arc Nova.
Yes.
Because of the way the rooms work. It's like the pens and the sizes. So it's kind of like you flip the room over when you build the room. So yeah, it's very clever. Again, it's one I looked at the press and I was like, and then we played.
We saw another one that we thought looked good, didn't we?
Yeah, March of the Ants.
Yes.
There's a lot, like I say, there's a lot of ants games.
I saw a third one, a rolling right as well.
Yeah.
The theme this year was bugs.
And ants.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the more Euro version rather than a 4X, which is March of the Ants. But no, I was impressed by Ants. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was great because I had a fantastic engine for generating resources where every time I took a particular action, I would get these battle tokens, and I could then at the end of my round, I could trade them in for resources, and I can then trade these resources for your, as akin to terraforming, like the bacteria you stick on cards for endgame victory points. But I was spending these resources like they're going out of fashion. Not once did I dip into my my reserves, and at one point I ran out of cubes, and I was just trying to find these multipliers. But when everyone was doing their scoring at the end of the game, I think you had 29 points for your
one
cards.
Card, yeah.
So my total, my cards looked like binary code because they were all zeros. Looked like the Matrix. And I looked and was like, all my cards are worth zeros and ones, and I've only got on my in-game victory points. I had to get a ridiculous amount of tokens to get like 1 point.
Yeah.
So I think I had 5 in total.
You got too carried away with doing your engine.
Yeah, it was a great engine.
It was really good engine.
I was like the Don of money, wasn't I?
Yeah,
rich man.
Yeah, I kept looking at him thinking, how did you get that much food? I'm always struggling here. Like
I was giving it away.
Minus VP.
I was giving it away.
He was just laundering money in the ants world, but not putting it anywhere.
Yeah.
Basically, it was just going round and round and round.
It was great. Yeah. But it was really good, and I liked. I was buffing up my actions quite a lot because I got hemmed in at the beginning, not realizing you needed. It's a trail, wasn't it? It's a trail of ants. That's what your loot markers when they go out.
Yeah.
It represents your trail of ants going out finding the
they can block. Yeah.
And I got hemmed in. And I was like, actually no, you can dig and then go from there. But it had a nice mechanic with the pheromones.
Yeah,
which you haven't mentioned.
Yes, that's another one. So if a area runs out of resources, this is like the slight area control bit, is the person with the most colour around that area gets to put a pheromone marker out, and if they've got the most, if it's a draw, it's the last person to place one down, but you place it down of that colour and you get that benefit. Everyone else doesn't get the benefit, but they get to place it out if they're around there. That's another in-game scoring marker, is getting all your pheromones out.
Yeah.
It was also one of the objectives mid-game to flip a tile or something, wasn't it?
For you, yeah.
Oh,
Because
is it
all
different?
asymmetric.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah. And then the very last one is getting rows in your own little nest colony for every row that you've got. The rooms, yeah.
That's the one I was going for.
Because little
you got
Tetris things that
put out, and then depending on how many markers you put out, I think it went like 4, 10, 20 for putting these markers out. So if you were able to get all 3 of a certain marker out, then you got a big injection of points. So it probably is really good to like knuckle down and go down one strategy.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of just pressing buttons and doing a bit of everything.
Same.
But,
Great game.
yeah, Taz won that one as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He
I know.
did well this week.
He did, yeah.
Old Taz. He just stonked us. Just made us look really shit at games.
in the morning, I demoed Oranges and Lemons this time, which is a worker placement from Medusa Games again. I really like that. It's got a nice, really tight on resources, which I like, but it's got a nice mechanic to mitigate that. So you have 16 locations. You take it in turns putting your workers down, but you don't carry out the action. You then do the actions in numerical order, and then whatever order you took them in, that becomes the order for the next round. And there are certain actions that let you bump the queue, which I thought was quite good. But you reveal tiles, and as a stock market that can go up or down. And if you're able to buy one of these tiles, they'll give you loads of resources, but you can't store them. So if you've put your worker meeple after that location, you can then use those resources at that location if you're clever, which I thought was really good. And they've just included an expansion that I really liked that adds event cards. And it's called Here Comes the Candle. So an event card will come over and it says at location 12, it's going to cost you more and only 2 people can go there. And it will last a number of rounds, and you have this deck of cards with candles in it that are lit, and one of them's snuffed out. At the end of each round, when that's activated, you shuffle the card, you reveal it. If it's a snuffed card, that event stops, and a new one comes into play.
That's quite interesting.
It was quite good.
So you never know how long.
It will give you a limit. It will say 1 to 3 or 1 to 2 or even 1. But if it's multiplied, then it's going to be random each round.
That's cool.
You've got objectives which they've included, and a solo mode as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I did that all morning. I had some really good demos of that.
Nice.
And what did I do in the afternoon? I went to Dead Live Games. So Hungry Gamer's best mate, Bernie Lynn.
Yeah.
Went there, played a trick-taking game called Lunar Skyline. It's based on Lunar Rush. That was released a while back. Played a trick-taking game with him, and you have to like guess how many tricks you're going to get each round by playing these cards, and it was quite clever. And I think I won, but I can't remember how.
I think I did.
I think I won.
Yeah.
I think that was my Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk about it very briefly, but you can see on our socials about Taz and his mystery box. Because Davey did a very good job at presenting Taz and his mystery box about what was in it. So I won't go into that. Watch it because it's funny.
Yeah, it was fun.
But what was funnier is the fact that he hadn't kind of thought the whole thing through, in the fact that he'd have to carry this box for pretty much most of Friday, which gave me and Davey a lot of laughs.
He looked
bless him.
exhausted.
He looked absolutely knackered, lugging this heavy box of cardboard around. And bless him, he had to lug it to the van whilst we were doing something else later.
Oh, no, we played Don't Starve, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Yeah. But before that, before we did Don't Starve, this is in mid-transit of him putting the the box around. We actually got a game, or demo rather, of Arkwright Anniversary Edition. And I've always been intrigued by Arkwright. I've heard of it before. Shut Up and Sit Down did a video on it, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. 6-7. There we go.
6-7.
Yeah, apologies.
We've got kids.
And it's like a set in the 1800s economic game about making bread and cutlery and all sorts of
Is
stuff.
there canals in it?
No.
Is there not canals?
No.
There are boats.
There's boats. Which
Okay.
represented
Maybe that's
by
what I
tiles.
saw. I saw that, yeah.
It's kind of like you've got this other board, and it's modular now because the old one was massive board, all in one place, but they've kind of made it all modular. And the demo that we got, it didn't show it off in the best light because it was kind of everywhere, and the boards were warped as well, which I think looked like bananas, some of them, which it's not great. But hey, who knows where these things have been kept? All you've got to do is leave some cardboard out in the sunlight, and it'll start bowing and warping. So I'm not mentioning the quality of the game because who knows. But kind of how it works if you haven't played or heard of Arkwright, you kind of start off with your kind of player board where you build your factories, and your factories are this strip of cardboard, tells you how much it costs at the top, and it kind of goes into a track where you've got a price for like your bread, and there's 4 spaces for this in your board, or 5, I can't bloody remember now, but there's a few, and you can set your price. What I like about this, you can set your price of whatever you want. It's like if you want to set your bread at like really expensive, you can, but what it does is there on the market board, there's you have your kind of strip and your color, and your factory, basically your product is represented on the market. So if you put your price really high, it will kind of work out the difference between your price and the factory price, and the difference is your market value. So if your factory was $8 or pounds, and I put my bread at £8, my market value for that product would be 0.
Okay, yep.
Meaning not much demand there.
Yeah.
Whereas Davey goes, you know what? I'm going to put my bread at 4, right? He's got a market value of 4. So suddenly he's got more of a demand coming to him. And you can kind of do different things in the game where you can slot these action tiles in to basically do different things. Like I want to enhance my quality of my product, which is a die that you kind of set as a counter. If you enhance your quality of the product, it's going to make your market value better without you having to adjust the price. Or you can do advertising where it will temporarily boost up the market value for your product without you actually doing anything. So it might be that you want it quite expensive, but you're just doing heavy aggressive marketing to bump up the market value. And we didn't get like a long way through this demo. It wasn't the best demo. We had a lady who started to teach us, which was fine. We started to get going. She had to unfortunately finish her shift. And then we had another guy who came, he was managing then 2 tables, and we just didn't get him.
I asked the question. He was like, "Oh, you guys all right? Do you need a question?" I was like, "Oh yeah,
we do.
I do." And then he turned around and walked away. And then I was like, no.
Did he just want to know if you wanted a question?
Yeah, that was it. I was like, no, I still do have a question. And then asked the question, and he still didn't really know the answer.
And we're thumbing through a rule book, and this game's heavy, right? This game's like a 4 point something on BGG, and I'm trying to find it.
He's just taught Tricarion.
I know. Got no mental processing power, but you can kind of do other things in the game where you can upgrade your action tiles so that it makes them better in the future. You can upgrade your factories and you can slot some things above them. Again, makes them more efficient or do stuff. But you can hire workers, put them into your factory so that you can run, basically get more product out so that you can sell and you can export your product and away you go. But the whole premise of the game really is about getting the most shares or having the most share price value in your company.
Having the most shares as well as it being
the high value.
A high value.
Yeah. And you can sell your shares to get money, which you'll need early in the game. You start off with 15 shares and you got no money, so you're going to start selling them to then speculate to accumulate. Very economic. With the crap demo, shall we say, I actually see a lot of promise in that game.
Yeah,
weirdly kind of sold it.
It's an upgraded version of its predecessor. Is that right?
Yeah, it's just
rules haven't changed. Just
I don't believe
they
so.
have updated the rules.
Have they streamlined them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So there's a bit of
because I saw it at the press event, and I saw Pilgrims as well, and I thought Pilgrims not my type of game to look at. But you get two 18th century men looking over a clipboard in a factory.
Right.
That gets me.
Yeah.
And you showed it. You said, "Oh, it's Arkwright. They've looking like they've updated it."
Yeah.
And it just looked great.
Yeah. So they've added in all the extra bits. They've
expansions,
they've streamlined the rules, and they've separated the boards to help it fit on people's tables, I think. So, yeah, it was one of those where I got a feel of the game and I thought, yeah, this is my game.
Yeah.
This is my game.
It was like, this is nice.
There's a
So
lot
I went to buy it, and then
It was like over 100 euros.
it was over 100 euros.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I'll wait till it. I'll find it somewhere else.
I probably would have bought it if I didn't have my copy of Chicago City of the Big Shoulders literally arriving soon.
Yeah.
And it kind of is fitting in the same space.
Okay.
Because in that
Right,
game,
right.
you're, instead of managing one company, you're managing multiple companies, or you can invest shares into, like say, your company, Mark, where you're managing your own money as an investor and the company's kitty, just like a real
Who's that
company.
from?
It's from Quinid Games. And it's got that 18XX feel, but it's not about trains, which normally 18XX games are,
Yeah.
but it's about company management. And because I do personally own a company, it kind of is weirdly interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's based on companies like the old Quaker Oats.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like they're real companies from the
Oh, okay.
1800s,
Brilliant.
Chicago,
Yeah.
and it's just it's got a lot of worker placement elements. And I just thought, you know what, that's coming. That might scratch an itch, but I still think there's something in Arkwright that looks and feels cool if you like that economic vibe. So yeah,
It's like a nice food chain magnet.
yes, yeah. I prefer this to Food Chain Magnet, but it's doing similar things.
Yeah, but rather than playing your cards and your workers, it's playing your board and playing the actions into slots, and basically the cost of the action, it had to match or equal the action you're slotting into it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then you only pay the value of the action you're slotting into it. So your little $2 action down here, you couldn't do a big $20 action down there. So, but yeah, I got a really good feel for it, even though it was a bad demo.
Yeah.
It's like I know what this game's about now. And when it clicked, I was like, "Ooh, this is well up my street."
I think we're in a privileged position to be able to see through a bad demo, to understand the mechanics of the game, to know whether it's actually right for us. If we were coming at that new and fresh, that'd probably be an awful experience. And it would say, no, not even interested in this. So I think we're in a unique position with that, because you can kind of go, yeah, that demo wasn't great, but
I can see potential.
I can see the potential in the game. I can see what it's trying to do, and it hits the notes. But yeah, that's Arkwright.
Well, while you were playing that, I forgot. I went to Littlest Lanterns, played a game called Sea Beasts.
Oh.
So you are a Viking warrior, and you're on this boat. And the boat has only got like 6 areas you can move to, and it represents which side of the boat you're on. So it's port, starboard, and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's the only 2 I know. And you represent your position in the sea is represented by a tiny little token on a board.
Yeah.
And then if there's any more players, the other 2 will be on another boat, and their token will be represented as well. So if you are on the spaces next to each other, you are adjacent in the sea, and you can actually hop over the boats and things.
Nice.
But it's a campaign game, and you can make it as long or as short as you want, depending on how far you want to go.
Yeah.
So we just did the first to get to the island, or let's all get to the island, which was like 3 or 4 turns each. But each turn, depending on where you land, it's a bit like Deep Regrets, where if you go onto a dark blue space, you'll draw an abyss card. If it's a light blue space, it will be shallows. But the monsters you draw are like these zombie sharks or huge krakens, and they're amazing. They look amazing.
I love a zombie shark.
Yeah, they look incredible, and then they'll sit on your boat. They have health points, and at each health point, they may have an ability that activates if you injure it. So I had a shark that if I injured it, it actually would then dive, swim under the boat, and come up the other side.
Nice.
Or it'd attack you back or something. So you had 4 actions, and you'd put this little token into a space to carry out an action, which would be build or attack. And if you damage something, you'd get a blood token that could go into another action spot, so you could take another action. It's not released yet, but it just was really cool, and we had a couple of laughs, and you had big spears you could throw. My ability was I could jump onto the animals in the sea and start hitting them, like riding them, like worms in Dune, and attack them. But then if they died, I'd fall into the water, and I'd have to lose an action to get back on the boat again.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good fun. Loved it.
Cool. Sea beasts, yeah?
Yeah, sea beasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Check that one out. But yeah, I think we then shambled our way over to Glass Cannon, right?
Yep. Don't starve.
And Taz still had his box.
And then he bought.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yes.
This is
Made it
brilliant.
heavier.
This
Yeah.
is brilliant.
So he ended up with 2 copies of Apex Legends, and he bought all the expansions, the Labour expansion, the mat, everything with it. So much so that Jakob chucked in a bag as well for Taz to carry it back.
And he kind of felt sorry for him. He saw,
yeah,
saw
yeah,
this big box,
that was it.
and then he's got more boxes of Apex. And he's like,
He was sweating when I met him.
Yeah, I wasn't meant to play Don't Starve.
no, we had
But then-
a game that Mark and also Mark Dainty had organised, right?
Yeah.
And we
So-
just jumped in.
But then there was a space for free, and he said, "Oh, do you want to play?" So I said, "Oh, Taz, do you mind?" And I was like, just wait for me, and I'll come give you a hand afterwards. And he's just like, no, I'll carry it to the van. Give me the keys, I'll take them. So I said, as long as you're sure, mate. He said, yeah. I said, okay, cool. So we sat down to play Don't Starve.
We were in Hall 1. Was that Hall 1?
Hall 1,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the exit was in Hall 8.
The furthest one pretty much away. And he had to walk from Hall 1 to Hall 8 and then to the van, which is in parking lot 2.
Good 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, and the rest.
And the rest,
You can't
yeah.
go fast, can you? So it's probably...
No, I meant a good 10 minutes from Essen to the car park.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a 10-minute walk.
Yes, from the front of the building.
yeah.
And it's probably about 40 minutes to get to the front of the building.
His
Yeah.
arms looked longer when he returned. About 4 inches, dragging his knuckles on the floor.
He said the bins were the worst because when
see
he was
them.
carrying the boxes, you can't see the bins because they're stuck in the middle of the Essen Hall.
The
So
groin height as well.
yeah. And
Bless him.
he said people just like ignorant as well when they're walking around, but there is like 250,000 people there, so a lot of people, you're in your own world when you're walking around because
Yeah.
of the noise and everything else. So he said the amount of times like people bumped into him and like nearly took him out, he said never again. He's never doing that again, and I don't blame him. So we sat down and played Don't Starve.
We did.
So yeah, Mark,
Well, yeah, so I organised a demo because I'm doing a campaign overview, even though the campaign probably finished by the time I get my video out. I thank Mark
Done.
Dainty.
I think it's already finished.
Done. Thank Mark Dainty for that, for not sending it and then going to America.
There's always late pledging.
Yes,
So
it's we done for that.
It's fine.
I don't know anything about the IP, so I booked us a demo just so I could learn the rules. It's not a particular game that I would look at first. The art didn't appeal to me. It's you've got these. I mean, I don't really know what it's based on. You know more about the IP. Than I do,
so
don't
the
you?
IP is based on you're washed up on shore. You're somewhere you don't know, and the characters at the start, I think there were only 4 to start with, but they've added loads now. But you're washed up, and the aim of the game is to survive.
So off you go then.
So off you go then, and you go along, and you quickly learn in the computer game that certain things you do not do. So you'll see a pig man, you think, oh, I'll go and smack him with this axe, and then he'll start hitting you back and kill you, and then you're like, oh, I've got to restart the whole thing again. So you restart the whole thing again, and then you go, right, so that pig man, if I don't smack him, he doesn't attack me. Okay.
Yeah. Leave him alone.
Oh, leave him alone. I'll chop the tree down, get some wood. Oh, I can build a shelter now. Oh, I'm going to survive the cold at night. And then it's a very much a game about trial and experimentation. And the more you play, you start learning different bits about the game. And then
you
you're like,
explore different areas that produce different resources.
so
then you
the
can-
biomes all have different resources
Yeah.
and different enemies.
and then you can
and-
craft a lot of items that are
Yes.
either needed to build something else or attack something or help you
Yeah.
survive the night.
And I think the problem with the demo, and it's not Glass Cannon's fault really, is it doesn't show you the puzzle that you're trying to get through. You don't have enough time to go, we need to survive this long and get through this puzzle, like with your Frostpunk or something like that. There's a real hard puzzle where you always have to like band together and get through this puzzle, and it's really hard to show that in a demo, I think.
They missed out a part as well, didn't they? Is there blueprints that they meant to have?
Well, the blueprints are kind of representing you off this world back into your real world, but they're kind of there as something you can progress with over game from game, which will help you build your shelter out. It might help you protect you from the cold or whatever it might be. So yeah, you kind of invest on that to make things a bit easier. And the game's just constantly trying to kill you. As to Davey's point, it's like if it's the monsters, they might be trying to kill you. Sometimes you might walk into somewhere and the spider goes bleh, and you're if it's not that, it's like I need a light source, because if I don't have enough light, then I start to go, my insanity.
You've got the cold.
Yeah, you got the cold because we were playing in a winter scenario, so you got the weather to contend with, and sometimes it's really freezing, sometimes it's super freezing.
Sometimes it's too hot.
Yeah, sometimes it's too hot. And you've got food, and the food will spoil quick if it's hot, and won't be preserved. And so there's a lot of these little elements which we didn't see in the demo, because let's face it, in the demo environment, they're just trying to give you an element of the game. And even the scenario we were doing wasn't the proper scenario. It was like just kill monsters.
I was a bit lost on the combat.
Yeah.
It was a lot of dice rolling, and they were saying, okay, you can do this, this, or this. And I was like, I don't know. I'll do what the first thing you said. Are you sure? No, the second thing you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of a bit lost on the combat.
It's because they're using, because we talked about this with Jakob on the expansion pack episode, is that originally they had a lot of dice doing different things. I think they had different levels of dice you could use, but they've streamlined
all onto one die.
Basically onto one set of dice. So that evasion, for example, meant different things depending on what you were doing.
Right,
so,
okay. All right, that makes sense.
That's kind of what I kind of figured out. I didn't get it at first. I was I can understand now. So if you're going in exploring and then something hits you, you're deciding whether you're evading it. But if you're attacking it, you've got to get more hits than it gets evasions, which is the same symbol on the dice.
Yes.
So it's trying to figure out. I think what they've done is clever, because it streamlines the fact they don't need to
roll
print
16,
out and manufacture crap loads of dice for a game. But yeah, I think to get the best out of that game, you need to play the scenario in full to get a sense of what it's trying to do.
Which is hard to do when you're having a demo at Essen,
Because I think it's a really good game in there. As Davey said.
I liked you at the end of the round, you're all trying to get to the same area to distribute all your stuff. I haven't got this, you need to get that. You've got to go and get that. That was quite cool.
You make a big hammer.
That's it, yeah.
It's like you do that.
Gavel.
Yeah, you do that. Gavel. Rejected.
And there's more of that. And the demo I got, which was the basic prototype, we kind of got that feeling because we got to play through all of it with me, Marcus, and Paul. But we didn't get that with the demo, unfortunately.
No.
Did you get Ember? Is that like a little track that was, I think, from a different game? At the bottom of your player board.
Depends on your character.
Was another? Yeah, I think I had a.
Yeah, you were either Willow or.
I was the dead girl, wasn't I?
No, you were the one that has lights fire.
Fire, yes.
Yeah, you're the arsonist, basically.
Yes. Annie or no?
You played Abigail.
Abigail, yeah.
Or Abigail was your sister.
Abigail was my sister.
Yeah, and I could spend these.
Sophia.
I don't know. They all begin with W.
Yeah.
I got these Ember track, and I could spend it to get light.
That's it. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're a pyromaniac.
Yeah, you love setting things on fire. Well, I was Weber. I was just a spider creature that can befriend spiders and use them to attack, but everyone was killing spiders. It's like, no. But pigmen just absolutely kept hitting me, and that's all I saw was lots of pigmen beating me up. Beat me up, beat me up, and I think Mr. Dainty was Wilson, who grows his beard.
That's it.
And if his beard gets long enough, he can keep him warm at night, or we can cut it off for resources.
Yeah, cut it off for resources.
For like hay or something.
To make fire, yeah.
So it's different things. So I really think, I don't think we even scratched the surface at all. I think we just sat on top of the surface of what that game can and will offer.
It hasn't put me off of it, but I could understand how you might not be able to see the depth of it or understand the puzzle from what we saw of it.
There's a lot in that, but I've followed the campaign. There's a hell of a lot of content coming, a lot of variability, lots of scenarios, and also like an endless mode, just like the game would play digitally, which is off you go then and try and survive as long as you can. So they kind of have different bases covered. So yeah, it's definitely one to watch. Definitely one to watch. I'm of the weird opinion that I actually weirdly prefer the retail version because of the acrylic standees.
Yeah,
the minis.
they do look nice, yeah.
Because I think having a lot of plastic sometimes on the mat's also a bit confusing of who's the hero and who's the monster, especially when one of my heroes was a spider thing.
And then the spider on the board.
Yeah, it's like, which one's which? So yeah, Don't Starve, check it out. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. And I'd like to try it out properly and have a proper game. So maybe GridCon's a chance to do that.
Yeah, and I didn't really get to see myself die because I had an important phone call come right in at the end, but I died.
Yeah, it's like
bloody mortgage advisors.
I know, yeah.
So what happened? Oh, the cold got you in the end.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because you got literally
Being
battered.
on one health was a little bit risky.
So that's pretty much Friday. We obviously played Ants in the evening, which we talked about, and then there we go. So then leads us on to Saturday, day 3.
What did we play Friday night?
Nothing. Oh, Ants.
Oh, Ants, yeah. We talked about the
We just spoke about it when we were doing the demo.
Might as well. So yeah, Saturday we started and we had basically a demo at Mind Clash. I already had my demo set for midday, so it pretty much for me was a day at Mind Clash.
Perfect timing there, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we did Ember Heart.
Yeah. So, I was bleeding tonsils, Tony.
Oh, you were? Yeah, you came down and went, swallowing my own throat.
Yeah.
I can't swallow properly.
Yeah. Where the shower seal hadn't basically sealed properly. And I'd had a shower. I came out and basically nearly like the whole room was flooded, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Was it like Atlantis?
Yeah, it was. It was. I was definitely Ariel, and I started
mermaids
singing.
in there when
I
went up.
That was yeah. And I went downstairs and told them and said, like, I think you need to fix it.
What he said was, he said, room, floor,
Wet everywhere.
And then when you need to seal the doors, and then started telling him how to fix it. Like I know someone who can do that for you.
like a maintenance man.
But basically they said we'll send someone to sort it out. So got back on the Friday and someone to sort it. Fine. Got into bed, went to sleep. What I didn't realise is when they had sorted it, they'd turned the radiator off. And I was obviously sleeping right next to the window. So I think where the cold had got in, like my throat was extra sore. Not only of all the interviews and shouting, but the cold had got into my throat. Yeah. So we came to Ember Heart, and I was Barry White.
You were, but Dorka came to your rescue.
Dorka saved me,
and
many a time. Yeah,
basically she was Dorka Cough Sweets.
Yeah.
That's basically sorting you out.
But this was one of the hotness, wasn't it, of the convention? Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us all about it, Mark.
So it's that's the third one in their play series, isn't it?
Yes, because they had Astra.
Yep.
Ironwood, and then the third one. Yeah.
So it's a 2 to 4 player worker placement where you are a dragon keeper or dragon
wrangler.
Tamer. Yeah. And you've got these worker spots that you can buff with. They were companions, weren't they? Or heroes?
Your
grunts?
Grunts and things.
Your workers.
Your workers can be buffed with grunts and different types of workers. Yeah. So you can go to a worker spot, add some grunts, and it gives you a strength value at that spot, which can then limit where someone else goes, which is quite nice. And particular workers can go to certain locations. So grunts can go anywhere, but you'll then lose them and have to find ways to get them back. And then you'll have, I think there's 3 different colours, yellow, blue and pink. And they can do, they're better at different actions. So they can only go to certain spots, but you will get them back at the end of the round.
Yeah.
And you could get heroes that have really good abilities, but they're only activated if you can capture dragons and link them. And they'll be of particular colours that you need to link. You can get wild dragons, sort of ones that are in ones that are being poached, so you can save them, and you can put your dragons into sanctuaries if they're not going to be attached to heroes. And there was a nice little sort of, not combat, but a nice little sort of where you're trying to fight for those 3 tiers of dragons.
Yeah.
Where you would lose workers.
On the mountain.
Yeah, you'd lose workers because they would...
the wild dragons, like the untamable.
Workers.
Yeah.
And then you could then get objectives which were stacked, and they would then become more difficult throughout the game, where you'd have to have a certain number of dragons and heroes, for example. You could get more grunts, you could get battle token. No, token.
Gear.
Yeah, gear to upgrade your grunts, or you could change grunts to different types at the cost of a gear, couldn't you?
That's it, yeah.
And a nice little way to end the round where you had 4 tokens that you could take as a free action, really. And then once they were gone, that was the end of the round, and these would let you become first player or switch positions on the map. And what did the other ones do?
The one was a tiebreaker for the mountain.
Oh,
So,
and there were
you'd win that tie.
2 evil events that were drawn every round.
The poacher's raid.
The bastards, I
Yeah.
called them. So they would say, right, at the end of the round, you would lose men or something based, or your grunts, based on the number of other things you had.
Could be red dragons,
or number of objectives you had, and there'd be 2 of them every round. So you could lose quite a lot of stuff if you weren't careful, but this let you choose which one. And a couple of times you're like, please pick that one, and they did, and you were safe for the round.
They were really clever, that those, I think they're called Ambassador's Aid tiles.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but the shields. It was clever, the fact that you could go to actions, do a thing, but also you kind of go, actually, I'll take that tile as my action, which will sort of save me having that negative. Let's say we took that card, it'll save me that. But now I'm an action down on the board where someone goes, ha, snipe.
Yeah.
You're like, oh. So it's a really interesting, just a simple thing of having that in there was a really interesting decision space. What do I really want here? Do I really want that blue dragon? It's the only blue dragon on the mountain. If I don't go for that, then Davey's going to snipe it from me.
And I need that for my objective or something, which were quite high scoring. They were quite high, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Markin brought down some nice dark cherry rum.
He did.
Which he kept plying me with.
That was in the evening when we played it full.
Yeah. It was still in the morning.
How much rum did you have?
Yeah.
They had this really cool flame track. So if you took powerful dragons, such as ones that were wild, you would gain a few. You would gain flame. Or when you went to get your grunts, you would gain flame, and having flame is bad because at the end of the game, you would get victory points if you were below the highest person. So the person that was had the least flame would get a lot of victory points based on the distance that the other person's token was.
Yeah.
So the person that had the most would get nothing. I thought it was quite good.
Yeah,
it was a really cool catch-up mechanic, wasn't it?
A little tug of war that you've got to keep your eye on, and you think, I don't like this. I'm too far out, and I've got to retract.
Well, even your dragons then had special abilities, didn't they? So you had a track on your board, 3 different tracks, and if you could increase these tracks, your dragons meeple could be placed on your workers to buff the effect, or if you place it at a particular place, you would. What you get if you place it on number 3, you would get something.
That's it.
Yeah, you get
equipment.
You get gear.
Yeah, and then if you the first to place, you would get another bonus there.
You get like minus flame.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and these would increase based on the level of your tracks as well.
Which had scoring on as well. So
so I had this in my top 10, and I had it quite high. I think it was number 9 because I thought it looked really good, but quite light for me. But it's a really good game in there. I really liked it.
I liked the bidding mechanic with the workers, putting them out, and then you could be like, oh, he's going to have to go and get more workers this turn, so I can actually snipe this space this turn instead. And then, or it was basically, he hasn't got enough workers to contend me, so I can go to the cheaper spot, and he won't be able to go to that more expensive spot.
3 was the benchmark, wasn't it? If you're at 3, you're guaranteed to take an action.
Yeah.
If you go to 2, it depends on what other people do, and if you go all in at 5, it's expensive, really expensive.
Yeah,
it's 1 to 5.
Yeah, it's 1 to 5.
There's only 3 actions,
but it feels good when you just get on a 1 and get what you want.
Get what you want.
So much more efficient.
Because you get to choose the card based in strength order as well, which was important.
Resolves 5-1.
Because I had really powerful dragon, so I could use just my base token and the dragon and still have a strength of 3.
Yeah.
So I was saving on grunts and workers, which was handy.
Yeah, it's a great... I mean, I think the BGG was coming in somewhere between 2 and 3. The weight, and it was just another great surprise. It's one I wasn't really interested in because I like Mind Clash heavy bastard games rather than Mind Clash play games. Ironwood's the exception. I do enjoy Ironwood, but yeah, this was fun, and we played it in the evening as well.
Really good. Got it instantly.
Yeah, it's simple to teach. The rule set again is simple. You kind of know what it's doing. But again, it's all about the decision space was interesting.
Yeah, and that's the one we played later.
And we played there while Davey was getting more pissed on rum.
Mum pissed on rum.
Yeah.
Sharing all my deepest, darkest secrets to everyone.
Yes, that's harrowing.
The only problem with the game, and it's not the game's fault, is that the rounds just took longer and longer.
Loads
and longer. Dave, it's your turn. But I'm in the middle of a story.
And some rum.
And eventually we got it done.
And then I thought, I
thought I won.
I was like, Mark's won. Oh, cool, yeah. And then I was like,
By 1 point.
Wait, I've got 2 points because of my dragon's ability here. Then JP went, oh, that means you win. And I went, oh, cool.
Devastated.
Yeah.
Took my run back.
Half cut Davey.
That's it.
So that was pretty much the morning. I mean, I went on to demo Revenant.
How was that?
It was good fun. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. My first demo of it was a bit, oh, God, these rules are just not in my head. Because I know the old rule set. They've changed a few things. They've streamlined a few things. And I needed to just kind of get au fait with it again. And my first demo wasn't as good as my second demo. It was fine. Got through it, and I had a nice patient group, I think, for the first few minutes of it. So, yeah, but all in all, demo was fine. I won't talk about Revenant because that was kind of last year's thing. That was a kind of a reveal there. So, yeah. But I did 4 hours of that, which went fine. So I was literally at Mind Clash for most of the day for 6 hours.
Not a bad thing.
That was great.
Yeah.
So while
you lot did stuff.
While you're doing that, me and Taz were like, we're going to have a wander. We haven't actually had a wander and had a look at everything. So we're not going to demo many games. We're just going to wander. It didn't last too long before we started. I was like, oh, Taz, interview me over here and do this and let's do this. But basically bumped into Sonia again, and she pointed me towards Stephen of the SPIEL podcast. And basically they've started a charity, and they're donating you can donate board games to them, and they give them to prisons, libraries, and schools. Which is a really cool thing. And then any of the profit they make, 'cause it's a non-profit organization, they use for developing countries. They use it for people that might not have the means to actually develop a game and produce it and sell it. So we got to talk to Elijah, who had made Fin Master, which is a cool little stock market game. Definitely towards the lighter end, but it was like really, really good fun. And one of the big things he wanted, to bring out of it was to educate about money while also playing the game. So it was meant to be like an educational game as well. So that was a really nice interview. We then walked around, and we bumped into Beatrice at the Bantam Saloon, who booked us in, and I got to talk to Max, and they booked us in for the next day. So I'll talk about that for the Sunday. And then by this time, we had walked to Apex. We had walked round to by Apex Carnival for Taz, by Echoes of Time for Taz. And then we went and played a game of Compile, the new expansion, which was good, but we got a bad teach where...
They taught the rules wrong.
They taught us the rules wrong, where basically Taz had a deck that made me discard cards. I had a deck that I needed to discard cards to do stuff.
Perfect.
But he said one of the actions was to draw a card. Apparently, that action, refresh, is actually you draw up to your hand size. So Taz was making me discard all my cards,
nothing in hand.
and then I kept just drawing one card and being like, you'll go. yeah, you'll go. But it was cool. I liked what it's a very unique game where you compile in a line and have to flip it. And then if you get a double compile, you actually get one of their cards from their deck, which is quite cool. And you can combine lots of 3 different decks into one to make a deck as well. So that was a cool game.
Yeah, I did a Let's Talk About Hex on compile.
Yeah,
I don't know what episode it's on, but it's definitely in there. So
yeah, it's in there. I won't talk about it, but... Basically, I started walking around like legs like jelly. So I was like, oh, it's about 3:00. I remember Mark mentioning the board game meet and greet. So I was like, we're going to go there. So we walked there, and it was only just to sit down and play board games because I was just like, I can't walk any further and I need to sit down. And the only bad thing about Essen is there's no real places other than I did see in the corner one day there's a London school bus.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
there's a sit down area where you could. It's a library, and you can sit down and play games. You book it in.
Okay,
but it's tiny. Yeah. It is tiny for the whole of Essen. That space is tiny to do.
Over 200,000 people.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah. So we went up to the meet and greet, and we didn't really meet and greet anyone. We just sat down and played Apex Carnival. So I'll go through this quickly.
I got a copy of that.
Apex Carnival is a quick 20 to 30 minute game where you both start with the same deck. You play your 5 cards out at the same time. You activate your cards by rolling dice. At the start, they're all zeros, so you can activate all of them. And then you buy a card in the middle, depending on who's got more blue initiative dice. And then the other person buys one, and then you burn one, or they burn one, and you can do that in any order. But then slowly the numbers start getting higher and higher. And then to activate them, you've got to start rolling numbers higher and higher. And you can get cool combos off, but it's all on the roll rather than mana. And you play this, it's 20 health, so exactly like Magic, 20 health to hit into each other. And there's like reds, damage, blues draw, and yellow is like buff. Was it yellow or green? Green is like buff your dice rolls. So it had very cool theme, and yeah, it was a really fun game. Good little fun game. Played that. Then we played Echoes of Time. Got that out, and Echoes of Time has a very unique mechanism, which is a conveyor belt. The cost of a card is cards in your hand. Plus, when you play it out, you play it to the time on that conveyor belt. This is not part of your journeyman, until it gets to the very end, falls off, and then goes over.
Yeah.
To get everything out, you've got actions, which you get 2 of each, and you've only got 2 actions, so you could do 1 action twice if you wanted. One of them is to play a card. One of them is to draw 2 cards. One of them is to move 2 cards once or 1 card twice to the right, so you can knock them off. And one of them was to do an attack. And there's these things called sources that are out, which if you have creatures, you can go and attack them and lay claim. You can conquer them and put them over towards your side. And it has that Old King's Crown thing of if someone comes in with a higher attack value of what you've just attacked, they can take it off of you.
Yeah.
But then there's also Fortify, which is a much higher number, much harder to get to. If you fortify, it's yours, and you get the endgame points for that. Endgame condition is a set amount of points on the table that you get from doing stuff. You pick from that pool. Once that pool's empty, the game ends. Nice. But they still, if the game ends and there's nothing left, they'll still get the extra points.
Yeah, it's just a trigger.
It's just a trigger.
Okay.
Then you've got 3 actions. And this is where your kind of board comes into it as well, is there's always one tile that's off the board, which is the one that's going to push your board and trigger the conveyor belt. What symbol is on that tile is the symbol that can activate your 3 actions on some of your cards. and you can then basically say this is activated, and you just get some insane combos going off. There's some cool stuff going on. And yeah, it ended up, I think it's like 2 points in it in the end between me and Taz. Really tight little game. Nice little engine builder. Does something a little bit different, which is always nice.
Yeah.
I think 4-player is where that's going to shine, because the source was like, basically Taz was doing this real cool engine with his artifacts, doing his stuff.
Yeah.
But I was claiming source. And I claimed the 2 sources, and there's quite a lot of points that sit on those sources. And I had more of a creature, like place a creature down, get something.
Yeah.
Whereas his was more artifacty, like do this stuff, get VPs for doing this stuff.
Nice.
But
Does look cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, the artwork on it looks incredible.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah,
It's like dark fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah.
With animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Looks
That's
fun.
exactly it.
How about you, Mark?
So whilst we're at Mind Clash, I bought the Voidfall triple layered. I kept
Triple
calling
layered.
them double layered.
Well, you were
It's
wrong.
Triple.
There's 3 layers.
Triple layered. So I'm looking forward to the quadruple ones next year.
Yeah.
I you like that?
I did like that. Yeah.
Level up.
Level up.
Yeah.
I spent most of the Saturday afternoon just trying to network and get a few little demos. So I went to a publisher called Phalanx, and they had this little cool 2-player game called Punica, which was Romans v the Carthags. You saw that. You liked the look of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just a really light skirmish. I think the board's the size of A4 paper.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
looks
got a big C in the middle, and you move your men around, you jump them over boats, and you've got asymmetric cards that you play during battle that can boost or give you more ships and things. I think when your army's gone, you can't replenish them, but your boats can keep coming back in. So you've got to try and move your men, or your soldiers around. But it's based on not real events, but history.
Yeah.
So I thought that looked quite good. So I'm actually doing a learn to play video for them.
Oh, cool.
nice.
It's a very simple game, but they just wanted a learn to play video. So I'm doing that. I went to Arcona to look at Pest, because they did a Kickstarter for a 2nd edition, and they've got a 1st edition out. So I'm going to review that. I like that theme, that sort of like there's a plague, and you're one of the
Plague doctors, aren't you?
yeah, plague doctors with the big sort of like
the crow masks.
Yeah, they were stuffed with herbs, weren't they?
That's
And you're
it.
running around trying to build buildings, and so it's got a little bit of worker placement, a little bit of Euro.
Yeah, I saw that at UKGE.
Yeah,
The prototype of it.
yeah. So that looks.
I'm
nice.
really intrigued about it. So
Yeah.
if you're going to do a multiplayer, let me know.
Yeah, definitely do that. So I looked at them, and I went to Nuts Publishing. So I got given the tabletop gaming. Yep, I know.
Nuts.
It's a great name, isn't it?
No. Is it with a Z?
It is.
Thought it might be, yeah.
I went to Tabletop Gaming sent me an advent calendar last year, and one of the games that I opened up was called Port Arthur, and it's a historical game based on the World War One battle, I think, between Japan and Russia.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good game. I played it for the first time a few months ago and loved it. Really tactical, completely asymmetric, 2 different winning conditions. So I loved it. And they've got 300, the version of the Spartan version.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, oh my God, this is going to be
this is
great.
awesome.
So I had to get that. And then when I was looking at that, they took me around and they showed me their next version, which is a World War One set in 1914, going over France. So you've got the Axis and Allies, and it shows you where Britain owns parts of is running part of France, and the French are there, and Germans trying to invade. So that looks really good. But
cool.
that comes out next year, so I'm really looking forward to that. What did I do? I got Apex as well.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do. They wanted a playthrough, so I'm gonna do a solo playthrough for that. And I took you on a trip to Modiphius, didn't I?
You did.
And I got my time wrong.
You did. Yes.
So I booked a time for 4.
Yeah.
And when we got to Germany, my calendar altered to 5 because of the time difference.
Yeah.
So we turned up at 5.
We were an hour late.
Yeah. And there was nobody there.
No.
But we had to we're going to look at Doom Arena battles.
Yeah.
Doom Arena, yeah. So Modiphius, they did Skyrim. They've done Fallout, like a skirmish Fallout, and a Skyrim skirmish game as well.
Yep, they did. The adventure game, yeah.
Doom is it looks better as a 2-player, I think, if you're going to play it, because it's 2 to 4, they said, didn't they?
Yeah.
But I think it'd be better as 2, where one of you is the demons, the other one is the, what do you call them?
Well, the Doom guy.
It's a Doom guy.
Slayer.
The Slayer, that's it. And you're just chucking dice, chopping things in half.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
I got and run, innit? So
Yeah,
just,
and you start with a number of weapons that you can. They've all got different. It's just based on hexes, I think it was the board, and you have weapons fire in different arcs. And then every time you do something, you get like a power up. When you've got enough power ups, you can shoot your BFG, which stands for big flipping gun. Is that right?
Yeah.
Big flipping.
Big fucking gun.
F-bomb.
Yeah, it just looked like a good glorified dice chucker, beer and pretzels game. I don't think it's going to be the most tactical game in the world.
No.
But they're doing 2 versions. One of the one you know and love from the 90s, and the other one is the medieval.
Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. Yeah.
Dark Ages.
Really good game.
And it arrived today, the prototype.
Oh, really?
did it?
House, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I've got the prototype at home. I'm going to take a look at that.
Yeah.
I bet your wife was like, oh, more board games.
Yeah. Glad we moved. We've got more space.
Well, I was hoping I could just slip it into the pile of my boards. You never know.
Yeah.
But hey, it looks fun.
And then suddenly you see JP's head in the pile of board games, right?
For the
Talk
ET.
about that in a minute.
For the ET, yeah.
But I think it will. I think Doom fans will love it.
Yeah. For me, when I looked at it, I don't know, there's something about the old version. I mean, I love Doom. Doom's Doom.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't pop out that says, oh, this, for me, didn't hit the note that I was kind of expecting. I don't know what it is. It's just probably my taste.
You said you would have looked at it longer if it was the remake of Doom.
Yeah, I mean, nostalgia is the thing, right? But if you're looking at the old Doom from
pixelated one,
from whenever it came out, I can't even remember when it came out, but
94,
something like that. Yeah, like playing it on an old PC or whatever is one thing, but if I want a board game adaptation, I'd probably want the artwork from the remastered Doom that came out not so long back.
Well, the player cards weren't even the artwork, were they?
They were the clay models that they used.
And you learned a fact, didn't you?
I did learn a fact because the clay models were used back in the day to help them shape the pixels for the characters that you shoot. So they're kind of those. So I think some people might be like, "Oh, well, that's cool," but for me, it was like I'd just rather see the cool artwork, of what an imp looks like, rather than the big like poo-looking monster.
I meant the fact about the 2 bumholes.
Yes, but the Carca demon.
The Carca demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were. Obviously, to get them to float, they were sat on 2 stands. And then when they made the images on Doom, they took away the stands. But when the monster turns round, the hole is still there. It's still there. Yeah.
It's amazing.
But it's just a beer and pretzels game, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
It could have combined the two. Like, I think it was Doom... it's the remake. I think it was the first or the second one. There was basically always a secret level you could find where you would find the secret bit, and then it would go as if it was the old school Doom, but you're playing on the new school version.
Oh, right, okay. All right.
And you'd go through that map as if it was from the old school version. So
those imps doing that pig sound.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of love for Doom, and yeah, you're right. I think this game is, like you say, it's beer and pretzels, and we didn't play it, so I can't even tell you how it was to play or anything.
I'll tell you later.
Yeah,
I'll have a go and just let you know what I think.
And it's probably like amazing fun.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean. It's probably like it's
big
one of them,
shoot 'em up,
whatever happens, see what happens.
Yeah.
So, like to learn more.
But that was my Saturday.
Fair enough.
I think that was all our Saturdays because
I didn't do much other than demo.
We went back and played Ember Heart, and I got pissed.
Yeah. At the meet and greet, I played Pondscape with James Wilkinson.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, nice.
First game, I didn't know the endgame scoring conditions, so I knew how to play the game, and I didn't realise how important certain things were. So I played again, and I actually quite liked it. Mark Dainty tapped out halfway through.
I love that.
He was,
nope.
Well, we didn't get it at first, and I thought, I'm gonna just power through. And I think Mark was wanted to see people as well. But when I played it again, it was really good. You got your deck of cards, and this frog moves around, and then you can place a frog or turn it over into the pond, and that will let you get your scoring objectives depending on what frogs you've placed in your pond. And you have this I think it was 5x3 grid, It was quite good. And he brought over so many snacks. James did. Oh, he had meeple cookies, like these
Good
little,
on him.
these little Milky Way type things. And then
nice.
Stella came over from Meeple University and sat with us. And it was really funny because I was like, oh, I like your stuff. I watch your playthrough video, your Learn to Play videos. They're really good. Can I have a photo, please? And she said, yeah, no problem. And then got out her own phone and took a photo of me. And I'm like, that's not quite what I meant, but thanks.
I just like the fact that she gone, like, can you take a photo of me on your phone, please? Like, yeah, sure.
It's just, and I was like, okay.
Because I'm famous.
Can I now take one of me and you?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Did she go, oh.
No, she just went, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure, we'll do both. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just very
That's
strange.
nice. That's because you're famous, Mark.
Yeah. I bet you she couldn't tell me who I was. Who's that guy? I got no idea. It was just very funny. It made me chuckle. Yeah.
Amazing. So, yeah, that was Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
And then we get to the final day.
The final day.
Yeah,
the
Sunday.
reckoning.
The reckoning.
I am just going to mention Saturday evening, though. We met some great people at the hotel.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Loads of great people.
Loads of
actually.
Loads of great
people, yeah.
people. I'm really bad with names, so I'm very sorry that I don't actually
Do
remember.
them by nationality then.
Do them by nationality. So there was a London guy hanging out with two German or Berlin people.
Were they the ones that played
But he was actually Irish, but lives in Epsom.
Yes, he
Yes.
was Irish, lives in Epsom. Yeah.
Irish lives in Epsom.
But he played the Night Soil game.
He
is
played
that right?
the Night
Yeah.
Soil game, and explained that.
apparently
Which
is
actually,
crap. I got one in.
nice. Which actually sounded really interesting because that Night Soil game is in the day you do all your actions, but it puts poo out, and then at night you try to move this poo about. But then if it ends up in your space where your worker is and it gets daytime, because there's too much crap everywhere, you don't get them back. Whereas everyone else who's cleaned all their spaces out
I
get their
see.
worker
Get
back
it back.
and get the resource that they put, so they get a double action on it.
I'd love to see the
So it's really like screw each other over with
love to see the brainstorming board.
of Night Soil,
Night Soil.
But that actually looked really interesting. But these guys were great. We had loads of conversations with them. And just we saw them every day. Had a chat with them every day.
What did you buy? We
Yeah,
bought this. What
yeah.
did you get? We got this. It was just nice. Nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah.
So we also met 3 lovely Norwegians.
Mm-hmm.
And they, we got talking to them a lot. They went out. From a recommendation. Did we recommend their pizza, or did we just say it was good? Yeah.
No, I think they had a booking and they was expecting some like rough pizza joint.
Yeah.
So, no, it's actually really good.
Actually, really nice.
Get this pizza.
Yeah. But they were lovely. So that was. So thank you,
Christelle.
Yeah. Then we met a lovely Austrian couple who are great. They come to UKGE now and again, I think he said. So
The ones that bought Orlo.
yes, Orlo.
Yes.
Yeah, he said that he was going to go play it again tonight, and I said I'm going to hold them to it. If they don't, then
So he
there'll be
scared them off.
repercussions. Yeah.
Davey
Bye.
scared off.
Yeah.
Rum Davey.
I think
We just chatting to everyone. Yeah.
I think it was mid rum.
Yeah, it was a Saturday night. Yeah. But I just wanted to give him a little shout out.
That's fair. That's fair. Cool. Sunday. Day 4, Sunday. So the first thing I did on Sunday was I literally had no plans. I had no bookings.
Do you know, we said we were just going to do half a day, didn't we?
We did,
Yeah.
but we did the full day.
Yeah.
We did it. We thought, sod it.
Yeah.
And I was having so much fun. So,
I had like a second wind. Sunday.
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Just kind of
same.
like, right, let's
Same.
just explore.
It's because we got a
this.
good night's sleep because we didn't have to be up too early for anything,
Yeah, which
So-
was a much
and we
appreciated.
got an extra hour.
We did. Clocks
Yes,
went back.
Yeah, that's probably why. Actually.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
That's a massive. That's a massive part of it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it
woke
is,
up.
yeah.
Actually, I woke up going, "Oh, I feel great." Looked over and JP's in bed on his phone. Looks at me. Is that morning?
Morning. I've been up for an hour.
Because he can understand why his alarm went off.
I woke up and went, why have I got up earlier? And I couldn't figure it out. What? And I couldn't, like, my alarm was telling me I had X amount of hours to sleep. And I went, that's wrong.
Yeah.
But obviously it's figured it out. And I'm like, no,
it's because we got an extra hour.
silly phone, go to
Silly
sleep.
phone.
Yeah. So there we go.
But in the morning, I rushed over to Davey and booked in Covenant.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play Covenant and it was sold out and there was loads of busts. And I thought, we can't leave without playing. We already didn't play Orlo.
Yeah.
Or
we missed out on that.
Theosaurus. I don't want to miss out on Covenant. So went and played. So I booked that in for us.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. And then we played it.
What was good is it was so popular that we were waiting for a game to finish, and who was playing?
Candice from Board Game Geeks. She does a podcast.
Yes,
she was a part of that group. I'm not quite sure the other three, but there's a press table, wasn't it?
Yeah,
basically.
And there were people around. I thought they were watching the table because of who was at the table.
Yeah.
And when they stood up to go and we went to get in, loads of people just dived in. And Davey's like,
Don't say the magic word.
Yeah.
And you just see their faces dropping. It was quite sad because they'd obviously
they've been waiting
to play the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it had sold out by this point. You couldn't buy a copy.
No.
It's very popular.
The demo tables had reduced. Did you notice as well?
The what? Sorry,
the demo tables. So they had more demo tables for Covenant while they had it in stock. And then they reduced it down to 2 tables for on the Sunday because they had run out of stock.
Makes sense.
There were more White Castle Duel about
because they could sell it.
Clever business.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So Covenant. Why don't you run through this, JP?
Oh, sure, can do. So Covenant is a game where you all play as dwarves, or basically clan of dwarves. And
you had me at dwarves.
Yeah, and you look at the cover on this box, and it's
sexy,
it's stunning. Like you look at it and go, God, dwarves! This is going to be awesome.
Never been turned on by dwarves before.
And I didn't know what to expect with this game. But when you look at the board, you've kind of got like tracks going everywhere, and there's a big section in the middle with hexes. Has a load of icons on there, and some hexes already revealed with little monster tokens on there. I have to say the components in this look amazing.
Top notch.
Acrylic,
amazing.
like
Davey always do that though, right?
Just top notch components, like acrylic pieces for the tracks, and your workers are these nice kind of wooden cylinders with like cute dwarf pictures on. But basically, you have 4 dwarves all start at level 1. And you typically have 4 kind of core action spaces on the board, which I have to try and remember them all. But you can distribute resources that you get, all these gems, things that you would mine at some point. You can distribute them to different areas of the board to get abilities and benefits. And any kind of leftover can kind of go to the king, so it gives you some good favour at the end of the game if you've got area majority there. You can go fighting. I like doing the fighting. But the monsters on the main kind of map area, and depending on what you're going for, goblins or trolls, you can kind of get them and put them in your prison, which has a capacity which you can expand in the game later in the game, and that obviously gives you kind of rewards for killing or capturing. I don't think you kill them, but you capture them. I don't think you kill anything, do you? You just shook them in a prison.
Yeah.
Which is probably undwarvenly, I think. Dwarves are like to, I'm sure, cleave heads off
I think it's more bragging rights to the other clans.
Yeah,
being like how many can catch them.
Got the troll.
Yeah. More orcs than the others.
Exactly, so you can do that. You can go digging, which is a pretty dwarvenly thing to do. So there's a row of tiles that you can kind of mine for gems, and then you'll pick one or multiples depending on how strong your dwarf is, and I'll explain that in a second. And that's one way of getting resources, and you can also then start to reveal the map. So as you dig, you're digging more out of the underground, which then gives you more resources and different things that happen there. More monsters spawn out, etc. And then you can build little houses or forges or different things, and depending on what you build will depend on whether you're getting resources or whether you're triggering like a blacksmith action, which will
depend on what tile you build on as well.
Yeah, the colour of the tile or the gem on the tile will depend on what you're getting, which is the bit I had to kind of kept referencing the guy. What does that mean? What does that mean? But what was cool is if you did a certain tile to give you a blacksmith action, you can then, if you've got the resources, buy an action tile which goes into your board and unlocks a space in your board which might expand your prison or give you different things. And suddenly you've got this extra action you can use now. And I think I bought a wild one, which is very useful. But to use these action spaces, you would put your level 1 dwarf on to a space, and that'll give you a strength of 1 for the action. If you want to boost them, you got beer. Basically, they start off in the pub, you're getting pissed up. The more beer you can spend, you can temporarily level them up to do a stronger action. There are tracks in the game that can start to permanently level up your dwarf, so you can actually make them 2, 3, 4, etc. Pretty much away you go. Very Euro. Lots of interlocking mechanisms all over the place.
And combos everywhere.
Yeah, that's
very clever.
You can figure out, because at one point I was scuppered and I was thinking, what am I going to do?
This?
And I just went, if I do that gets me there. And my time went on for ages. It was great.
Yeah.
And it surprised me, this one.
You had, as well as getting extra action spaces, you could get upgrades to get a bonus for those action spaces as well. So I got a second dig action. So if I used it, I then went up on any track and got a beer token, which was great.
Everything was upgradable, which was great. So the action space was upgradable. You can upgrade. Dwarfs. You got powers down the side, which were upgradable. The dwarfs were upgradable. You had a top section, so income was upgradable, so you can then get income. The bit that I kind of missed at the start, and there's maybe because there's so much. The teach was great, by the way.
It's because Davey was petrified.
That was it.
It's a stern lady.
But
she's fun. She's great.
Was the scoring, which is very Terra Mystica.
Yeah, with the council.
So So with the council scoring, it had a little fireplace, which was your income, and then afterwards, it had a scoring of how many house tiles on this color tile gains X amount of VP. But the difference with this, rather than Terra Mystica, you would flip it, do the next one. They stay.
You do all of them.
And you start doing all of them as they go down. So placing that there is actually a really big decision, and there's going to be a lot more contention. Once you know the rules of the game a little bit more, it's going to be fought over at the start, right? Yeah. So you're going to be fighting over these spaces a lot more, and then suddenly you'd be like, there's none there, and I'm going to have to dig further in, and then I'm going to have to deliver goods to get the buildings, so then I can then put those buildings out.
Yeah. Are they variable with each game, or are they printed?
Yeah, they're variable.
They were variable, yeah.
Variable, yeah. And then with the deliver action to get those different buildings, if you had extra stuff to spend, you could deliver to the Dwarf King, who would then gain you extra VP at the end, which is kind of like a area control mechanic. Which is cool.
Yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Not probably done it justice in the speech, because it's just clever. There's a lot going on with that game, and I was like, I want to play a full game of this.
It was, I think I have to get that. Is this solo mode?
I have no idea.
Don't know.
I can't remember. Ember Heart didn't. I know that.
Definitely didn't, that one.
No.
I don't. But it was just absolutely brilliant. I was blown away because I knew it would be okay-ish. Because obviously Galactica came out last year, which wasn't for me.
No.
And then I thought, okay, I'm going to take this with a pinch of salt. Played it, and I was just like, I just want to keep playing.
Yeah.
I just want to keep playing this.
That's one I definitely want to get to the table, and it didn't bother me that it sold out because it's already in print. So
it'll be coming to the shops literally in weeks.
Christmas is coming soon.
Yeah, exactly. Games are plenty.
Yeah. So
that was Covenant.
But yeah, really good. The lady also told me, because I made a joke about the fact that we'll take this version that you're playing.
We'll just buy the demo copy at the end.
Devere donate all of those games to charity called H2O at the end, which is a place where everyone can congregate and go and play games, which I thought was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
And I really liked.
Yeah, which is, we just wanted to shout that out because you do wonder what happens to these things at the end of the. Do they just chuck them in a big skip, or actually going to a proper charity?
You made me urge then.
I know. Ooh, you'd be hanging by the skip, wouldn't you? Catch it. The other thing we did in the morning, I went back to Glass Cannon Unplugged because we saw March of Empires the previous day, and I was like, I was intrigued by that.
I really wanted to see that.
I've heard this because when, again, did the episode with Jakob, he explained it. So they were demoing, but they only had it on one table But luckily, early morning, we got there straight away and had a little cheeky game, and yeah, really fun. I won't labour it because I literally did a mini overview on the social, so you can kind of watch it. But really, real-time strategy vibes comes through in this game, where you're all playing simultaneously, building buildings, putting egg timers on buildings to simulate the fact that it's been built, using buildings again, simulate the fact that these things are being kind of processed to get resources, and even moving units around, which are chips, like a chip theory game. Put an egg timer on top to simulate the fact that they've been moving. So you kind of just putting these things on, egg timers on, waiting, looking at everyone else going, "Ooh, what's going on over here?" And you go, hang on a minute, Davey's coming to inch ever closer. So do I need to build more units to shore up the fact he might attack me? And it had like a little research track on the side where you can also put the egg timer to get better combat cards. You can upgrade those, or you can upgrade your kind of base, so it could give you more and more. And it's quite simplistic in the way it was working. And obviously a prototype, so it's not finished, and definitely could probably look better as it goes through its campaign. Very, very early days, and I'm pleased they got to kind of show off what it was trying to do. And there are going to be many, many different scenarios in the box, as we're told. But I just really enjoyed it. It was just such a nice 20, 30-minute experience of, we did a short, get 8 victory points. So for every unit we killed, got a victory point. And we just twatted each other. Just good.
It looked really clever. So is it based
good.
on any IP, or is it
Just
their
an
own?
RTS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
a great
RTS game.
That's
yeah.
great.
It was just fun. Fun.
Yeah, it was.
Probably
It was unique in the way that when I thought it was going to be like when you did when you started doing the movement, you would put the timer on to signify how much time you're going to move everything about. But it is clever that you put the timer on the unit, so it locks it there until that timer's done. And that means people can react to it. And yeah, it's just very clever the way they've done it. It actually works.
Streamlined. And it's a real-time game I would play.
Yeah.
Like, it's not normally a thing I want in my board games.
Yeah.
Real time. It's just pressure and stress. But you're right. It's like I can see visually what you're doing and have time to react to what you're doing. It's not like move, attack.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
it makes sense thematically, right? Because that army moving over there is going to take some time to get there.
Yeah.
So that's the time it's taking for them to go there and then build something maybe. And, yeah.
But the real time stops when you get into a combat. So if I move a unit into a hex, put my egg timer on, when that finishes, you can yell stop, and everyone has to stop basically, and then you resolve the combat dice chucking, which is good because if that was all real time, it'd be chaotic.
Yeah.
And combat dice chucking is very simple. Is rock paper scissors. You've got infantry, spearmen, and knights. And
one's better at the other
dice. But you play a card and it tells you how many dice you can chuck, but it's also got an initiative. So usually the lower initiative is less dice. The higher initiative, i.e. you're going to go last, is more dice. And you only can ever kill the amount of units as the units you've got in there.
Yes.
So you could suddenly take in a load of them will get killed because you played a higher initiative. And even though it says you're rolling 5 dice, but you're only ever going to kill 2 people because you've got 2 people.
2 left.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it works.
Good.
So I think for me, we had fun. I'd like to see what they're going to do with the system. Are they going to add more complexity in there, more options and things like that? For me to be like super interested in there. But again, early demo, early prototype, but worth checking out. What about you guys?
I went to Tabletopper.
Yes.
Had a look at some of the lovely tabletops. Managed to do some collaboration there, which was nice. They're really nice stands. While I was there, I luckily bumped into Luke Laurie, designer of Andromeda's Edge, and Peter Vaughan.
Yeah.
Now, Peter knows me through the socials.
Yes.
And Luke Laurie looked at me and he pointed at me and he's like, well, I know you from... He just couldn't do it. And I did the Andromeda's Edge video and your Genesis. And he's like, I got to put 2 and 2 together. But it was great. Yeah, I got his autograph for me and you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, and then we ran down there with you later and he'd gone.
Yeah, I thought I need to meet Peter. And again, 'cause I've met him at UKG a couple of years ago, and I've never met Luke. And yeah, I thought, come and see if I can swing by. Just missed it. I think I'm on lunch.
Yeah, well, they didn't have a stand demoing Andromeda's Edge. It was just there in all its glory, being collaborating with table toppers,
showing what it looks like on the nice table.
Yeah. And then we went to Syndicate Foundations, didn't we?
We did,
and had an absolute blast with the designer. So this is looks like a big, heavy. It's not a war game. It's not a political game. It's not an area control game. It's like a mixture of all, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's crossed with Dune, as I said, Game of Thrones, dark fantasy, and it just looks beautiful, doesn't it? The components look amazing, and I'll let you talk about the interview you had with him, because I just couldn't stop laughing. I was holding the camera, doing my best to keep it steady, while this guy just went into super nuts mode, and passion coming out of this guy was incredible.
As we said, like at the beginning, the guy we met, Timon, right at the press event, had so much energy, and he equaled that energy even on the Sunday, and basically said, look, talk to us about your game and go and watch it on our socials. Just go and watch it end to end, and let him, in all his passionate German glory, bring to life this game. And we had so much fun just watching him just like relish in, like, I've got to do this, and when he pulled the gavels out, I lost it really. I loved it. I thought, this
then
is
he pulled
amazing.
a bigger one.
Then he got the bigger gavel out. It's like, what is going on? I loved it. But I'm more intrigued about this game actually. It's probably one I wouldn't have kind of got jumped in at first glance, but the more I kind of look at it, the more I learn about it, I think this could be a lot of fun.
The real interesting mechanic for me is the fact that the win con changes via some cards that can be played. That's really interesting. Very different.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that I think when you like welch on deals, you have to lose the chance of a certain victory type. So if the more dicky you are, the more penalised you will be to win at certain avenues of victory.
Yeah,
I thought that's quite interesting.
Yeah, because normally if people just do stuff and it's kind of...
There's no consequence.
Yeah,
there is a consequence. Yeah. Which might be okay if it's a victory line you don't care about.
Yeah.
But I haven't played it. I don't know much about it, but you've got a copy. So.
Yeah, I have. And I'm really hoping that, as well as being a good game, that it brings out what we discussed was the table talk at the end of why you did something, what your motives were, and some just
makes a story.
Yeah, I just think it's going to be a really engaging game.
Yeah. So I went on my own little mission and started chatting to a load of random people. So I spoke to a little venture. I spoke to because Taz wanted to go around on his own and try and get some deals and have a look around and just kind of, because it is, if you're together, you miss a lot because you're chatting to each other and sometimes you're not looking at everything, So he went along and I was like, okay, great. It gives me a chance to go and chat to, a lot of different designers. So I spoke to Paolo Piscori about Not Enough Mana, which is a drinking game, which we would normally look at or play, but I'm definitely up for playing it and giving it a go sometime. Where basically you have like potions, which is your drinks down, and then when you cast these cards or spells, you have to drink your potion.
Sounds terrible.
To do it.
Is potion rum?
That's why my rum's gone.
And then obviously solo? To fill it up, that's in the solo mode, and then you have to obviously fill it up and keep doing them. There's little card combos and there's actually different decks, and the game mechanics are actually good. So it's a drinking game that's actually has some depth there, and
I bet I'd still lose to my kids.
Probably couldn't play with your kids.
You can't. They drink squash.
That's true. That's true.
Bongo or something.
So then I went and spoke to Themeborn Games about the Last of Us adaptation they have done of Escape the Dark series. Because I spoke about it at UKG, so I was really interested. So I went and had a chat with them, which was really good. And hopefully they're going to send us a game to play, which will be really fun because I'm looking forward to getting that to the table. And then the last one was Liars and Looters, which was shown off by Julian. And this is a resource game. Not very good if you're not good at lying, because it's each one of us is given a certain combination of resources that you need to get. Yeah, you have this deck of cards, and in that deck of cards there won't be what you need. And you'll draw a card, you'll look at it, and you'll go, okay, this is this. You're not allowed to keep it anyway. So even if in that deck of cards it is what you need, you can't keep it. You tell everyone what resource it is, or you lie to everyone what resource it is. And then you choose someone who you think is telling the truth, and you trade with them. And then you put that one to the side. If they've lied to you, you're going to start going, oh, they keep lying. I'm not going to trade with them anymore. And then no one's going to trade. So you've got to pick and choose the right moments to lie. So that's the basic version. Quite basic, but seems like quite a fun little bluffing game, right? There's then the expansion, which there's chucked in, which is the Madness expansion, which adds in event cards. It adds in asymmetric powers, like one-off game abilities to do on someone. So it'd be like, you two can't lie this turn. So when you put out your resource, you can't lie. You have to say what it is, and then other people trade with you. So they've put a little bit more to it and put a spin to it. And yeah, so got given a copy of that. So looking forward to getting that to the table. And then comes to my favorite part of the expo. So I randomly bumped into, as you said, Max and Beatrice the day before, and they were like, "Oh, do you want to book in a slot at 3? What we'll do is we'll get our own professional videographer to come over, do a video. We'll have a chat about the game. We'll cut it up and give it to you. You own the rights." And I said, "Sign me up."
And they had the best looking booth there, didn't they?
Yeah, they had the best. It was amazing.
It's like walking into an area of Disney, like the Wild West, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing was missing is that we weren't wearing chaps.
Yeah.
Assless chaps.
Assless chaps.
Yeah. And Max gave us all a bit, even Taz, who basically had to go sit with our stuff.
Because it was you two, and I wasn't going to join because I was just going to leave you to it and go. And you were like, "Oh, now come and join us." And I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Max is a real nice guy.
He's a legend.
We got to sit down and talk about Bantam West. So if you don't know about Bantam West is Westworld mixed with Fallout mixed with Nemesis as a board game, kind of. That's the best way to describe it, really. Along with Firefly. So you have a character. You have a little backstory on the card of the character. Your character will have set stats because of that, and maybe some items. And then off you go. How do you want to become the most notorious? You can do this by going around and becoming a tycoon by building loads of bars everywhere. You can do it by going around burning those tycoon bars that people keep putting up. You can do it by fighting the wolves and the bears, and maybe joining a cult with the cards that come out. There's so much to it with this. It's the second edition, because the first edition that people had with Line of Sight, with some of the event cards, and with some of the weapon cards, and basically streamlined it, made combat better, has made there more to do, and improved it. Didn't need to, but they have. And him talking about it, the passion you get off of him about this game, because Bantam is set in a different world.
Yeah, it's like a planet of its own right.
It's a planet of its own right. So this is like the Westworld thing, but it's more towards the Lovecraftian side. So there is eventually going to be an expansion where in the mountains you'll go down and you'll fight like beasts and stuff like that to get your notoriety. So there's another way of going down and gaining your VPs. It's just great. He was plying us with booze. Got some Gentleman Jack, which was great as well. Some
sake.
whiskey.
Yeah.
Had some sake. Yeah.
We were all talking about what we do for our content, and you mentioned, Mark does some TikToks as well, and he just went, "Do one now, do one right now."
I said, "Do it now." Can I be in it?
I had to think on my feet, and I was like, "What the hell can I do?" Oh, I know what I'll do actually. So I did this really funny video. I'll plug it now. You have to watch.
Yeah.
But and he was great. He got right into it, and it's a really funny video. And he was just super keen, wasn't he?
I think he was just genuinely like pleased to get our enthusiasm of being there.
Yeah, because he was like, ask me anything. I want you to ask me questions.
Ask me anything. And I think we just chilled and relaxed and just talked about the game. I don't know how long we were there, but
felt like a while, didn't it?
Felt like a while, but it also flew by because it just was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, that's done now.
There's a big camera stuck on our table, wasn't there? Like this big pro camera on a gimbal. And
just there filming, and we had mics and stuff, and just chatting. It's really good fun, really good experience.
So next year when he's down at UKGE, we're going to have to go say hello.
Are they going to be at UK Games Expo?
I think he said that.
Right.
I think so. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So,
But
that'd be
Western.
Doesn't it come out next
Bantam
week?
Western.
I think the retail's out next week.
Well,
it's a couple of weeks.
When this episode is released, it will be very shortly.
It should be out.
Should be out.
Ish.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Coming soon.
Yeah, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. Like, I've always wanted a game like that anyway because of Zia and Firefly, but they're always so big and so expensive, whereas this looked a little bit more accessible, and it's set in a Western world, which isn't done enough really.
There's not enough
Not like
games.
that. Yeah.
No.
Not like that.
They're usually Euro, like with a spinny thing,
Herding
with
cows
gold.
and things.
Yeah.
Great
Or
Western
cows.
Trail.
Yeah.
The only other one I know is Western Legends, which is a sandbox.
Oh yes.
Sandbox game.
Western Legend Stories.
But I think I don't know because I've not played it, so don't shoot me, everyone. But I think it seems shallower than what Bantam West was offering in terms of its variations and stuff.
And
so,
the stories that you're going to get from it.
yeah.
I mean, I thought it looked good. I think my only criticism, if I had one, was I didn't quite like the artwork on the boards. I thought the boards were very, very shiny.
Yeah.
And then where the white lines joining the areas where your minis move.
Like an unmatched.
Yeah, it looked
grid,
like unmatched.
kind of,
And it just looked a bit odd on the board. And the white lines on the town looked like a road, like a modern day town.
Yeah.
But I did like the car art. That was amazing. And then I even said, because it sounds like a computer game, doesn't it? And you should have like your characters saying things when you go and visit them.
It's
It does.
literally there, the
it's
quotes.
on the cards
yeah.
because you had a little market for your weapons and things. Yeah, and it did.
Hello, stranger. I can help you.
Yeah. What brings you here?
Yeah.
But it looked really good fun.
And it's weird though because they added those lines because people were struggling with line of sight with weapons.
Yeah.
So they added those lines to basically be
Functional
like,
UX. Yeah.
you can this is the line of sight to make it,
It's black and white. It's obvious.
black and white. It's obvious.
You
Yeah.
know.
So I think it ended up being this is functionality over kind of aesthetics. So
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. I just thought if I had to, say something.
no. And I agree with you. I agree with you. But it's one of those where
Those event cards, some of them were dark. I was flicking through them and I was like, oh, there's dead cowboys. There's a frozen guy. There's someone on fire.
What do you want to do? Just want to watch them burn?
Yeah.
Sure. So that was the kind of last thing we did before we jettisoned out of the Essen SPIEL, big buildings, and then we went back and we had to pick a game to play, and we're debating which game should we play. Something light, because, we're all a bit tired. We ended up settling on Deckers. So Deckers, I picked up a copy. Thank you, Ricky Royal, Richard Wilkins, the designer. He basically said, mention my name at the Deep Print booth and we'll sort you out. So we got our copy, and we wanted to kind of play it throughout the week, but like everything, there's about 1,000 games to choose from, so which one are you going to pick? And we thought, no, Sunday's the night to do it. It was the wrong night to play Deckers, because I had to basically go through the rules, and if you want to play Deckers, just have someone learn it properly. Maybe you play a solo game quickly, get your head around it, and then teach it. Don't do what I did, which is try and learn from the rule book and teach it out.
How many times did you teach it?
Yeah. I had to. We played a game, played it wrong, reset, and played another game. We still cocked some rules up along the way. We just kind of muddled through and pretended they didn't exist, just to kind of get a flow of the game. But anyway, what is this game? Deckers is a kind of set in a kind of futuristic world where you're all hackers, or Deckers in this case, where super massive computers, or SMCs, have kind of taken over things, and we're basically pissed off and want to, stick it to the man and the governments and the corporations and take down this SMC. So in the game, you get a bunch of different SMCs that all do different things. They'll bend and twist the rules up, and you all play as a decker of different colour and abilities. So yeah, you've got red, blue, green, yellow, and a purple. And it's quite abstracted. So the board is made up of different servers, which are actually 6 hexagons arranged in like an arc. It's the only best way to explain it. And you assemble those together, so it kind of forms your network. And each server represents different colours. So you'll start the board on your own kind of home server, which is the colour of your decker, and away you go. You've got a hand of 5 cards, and you've got a 15-card deck, all of your starting cards, which are NAF, which is the best way to say NAF. And there's a shop where you can upgrade your cards by spending the command symbols on your cards to get the better ones. And those cards are cool. They do all sorts of cool abilities. And yeah, like I say, it's abstracted in the fact that you're installing or uploading programs to the network, and the programs of color do different things. So, for example, blue programs allow you to traverse the network quicker, more efficiently, and green ones allow you to push either programs or the SMC's countermeasures, which are called sparks, out the way. Yellow ones allow you to modify and convert them into other programs of your color, and red ones are the infection viruses that will eradicate the SMC's stuff off the board, fight them off. And it is a real intricate puzzle.
Yeah.
What a puzzle. So
when I first looked at this, I looked at the cards and I thought, this looks very, very basic.
Yes.
You'll look at your hand and it'll be yellow, green, red, yellow with a purple on it. And that'll be your hand. And you'll think, what the hell am I meant to do with these? Well, what is this?
And it's like, well, it depends.
Yeah.
So do you want to spend those commands as this, or do you want to spend them as that? And yeah, you can spend commands to upload programs, but you can also spend commands to move around the board if they're blue ones, or you can spend the red symbols to fight as long as there's a red program.
But everything feels expensive, doesn't it? Because you are limited by your hand. So you're
exactly.
Like, oh, I really need to make this count.
So it's broken into like 3 cycles in the game, of which it's got an objective for you to do a copper, silver, and a gold. And the idea is that to win, you need to basically do the gold. It's not, you don't have to worry so much as the copper and silver, although if you don't do them, the game will kick you in the nuts, or kick you in the nuts more in certain cases. But the gold one's the one you need to finish by the end of the game. Now, if a spark goes onto the board, or a guardian, or any of the SMC's countermeasures, and you can't put a token on there, they win. They basically lock you out, kick you off the network, and you're basically a shit hacker.
And they spiral out of control.
And it's kind of got that pandemic vibe of, yeah, we got this. Oh, fuck, we haven't got this. It's like, and it really gets out of hand very quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Because if ever 3 sparks share the same hex, they turn into a guardian, and a guardian is harder to get rid of. And
they buff others, don't they?
Buff others for attacking and all sorts of stuff. So it's, I think once we kind of start to get into a groove of how this was playing, I was like, I'm really enjoying this. I kind of really... I'm looking forward to diving deep in this because I play a lot of solo games, and I know this was a re-implementation of Renegade, which is Ricky's design from way back, and it is a well-known and liked solo game generally. So I'm keen to dive deep into this to try and really figure some of these puzzles out. But the variability in the game is not only in the way that the board's set up, but the objectives that you use, which will be different every time, the SMC that you want to fight against. You can put upgrades on there if you think the game's too easy. I don't think the game's too easy yet. And yeah, it was just interesting. All the deckers have got different abilities that can help, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
It was great. I thought a couple of things. One is doing a co-op. I think you've got the worry of the alpha gamer, but I don't think that can come through here because you have your own. You can't show your cards to everyone every time. It's just the game will take forever.
Yeah.
So and it's a pure game of efficiency where everyone can do anything, but you're better at doing something than I am. So I'm going, right, if I can do my thing, you can do your thing better.
So why didn't you do that thing? And it's obvious because of the colour you are.
Yeah, but it's not always easy.
No.
And I was going, I can't do it. I just, my hand is so bad. And I went, but I can use these cards to buy those cards because you always have 15 in your deck, don't you, regardless? And I was like, now I can do it because this card now gives me that one extra icon I needed or an ability to do something. And I thought, absolutely brilliant, really clever. Yeah,
I definitely want to spend some more time with it. Yeah. We had 2 moments where I think we could have won, but we just rolled unlucky. Mm-hmm. So very close game. But it's a great puzzle, really.
Yeah, because to look at it, you look and go...
It's a bit bland.
It's because it's like abstracted.
Black squares, isn't it? Black
It's
squares
very abstracted. But then, what he's hacking, but you look at it and go, what is this game? But when you start to get it, you're like, Christ, it's very clever.
Very good.
A lot in a small box.
It's very, and the box is tiny.
Yeah,
it's
really
like a really
surprised
tiny
by
box. And it was even surprising when you open the box, it's got a storage solution already in it as well.
Yeah.
It's little tray tokens and everything, which is, they didn't need to do it.
No.
But they did. So good. It's a good production. The artwork on the cards.
Oh, they're amazing.
Looks awesome. And
my favourite was the Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
It's a little Jack in the Box, floating around in this server. It's great.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's also like cyberpunk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cyberpunk-esque kind of theme, which ticks my box.
Oh, and each character's double-sided.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got an advanced side.
So I could have you played as 2 characters, 2 twins that run around the board.
Which look cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do, but want to find out. Anyway, that's Deckers.
Yeah,
I think
great.
It sounds interesting. Check it out.
Do you know, I played all the game apart from setting. I mean, it had the expansion. Every other game I played was completely brand new to me, even Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I played every game was new. It was great.
That's what you kind of want from Essen, isn't it?
Perfect. It was like the perfect week.
It's like New Games City.
So it reminded me of Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was an RPG, was it?
It was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cyberpunky, but it weirdly had dwarves and things in there.
Yeah,
that's it. It's a definitely unique IP, Shadowrun. But it's good fun.
That's what it reminded me of.
Cool.
But that kind of brings us up to the end, really. The only weird thing that kind of happened the next day was when I was going down the elevator. The lifts never stopped. The elevators never. I never had anyone else in
I
this
didn't know about this.
Never had anyone else in the elevator, and got in the elevator. It stopped at floor 1. The doors opened. There are 3 exact tables in front of me, and a woman polishing the middle one. She looks up at me. I look at her. And then the doors close, and then it goes back down. It was like something like through the scary door. Was that the old Futurama thing?
That's
through the scary door.
Through the scary door.
What's gonna happen through the scary door?
We were telling Davey that was the ghost of the dead maid.
Yeah.
Double baked Brenda.
The vaporized body from upstairs and the whole on the carpet.
It was
right?
Brenda offering you another Greg's.
It was Brenda. Yeah, I just found it really weird. Like, where they were positioned, why was she polishing them there? It was a very weird start to my morning, and I thought, did that happen? Did that happen? Am I getting Essen sickness? Essen?
The Essen madness.
Yeah, the Essen madness.
Just one question then. Just any regrets? Anything you didn't do that you wanted to? Any game you didn't buy you wanted to?
Yeah, I don't think I didn't buy anything I wanted to, but I definitely wanted to check out Orlo, or however you want to pronounce it, the astronomical clock, Orlo.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. I don't know anything about the game. I've not played it. So it's kind of like this thing that's sitting there going.
That was high on my list to look at.
Yeah. And it's like, and every time I went there, it was always a bit busy, or the games are sold out and stuff like that. So I think that's the main one for me.
For me, it's Orlo, League of Legends, and Covenant. To buy Covenant.
Yeah.
For me, I was looking at that Arkham Horror game. Tales of Miskatonic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looked really good. Big, huge box, like 5 kilo box, but it was only like 70 or 80 euros.
Yeah.
And it had hours and hours and hours of gameplay. Apparently, there's a lot of narrative, where you're reading a lot of narrative just to open a box to find there's nothing in there.
Yeah.
But the gameplay's meant to be quite good. So
Okay, cool.
Mark Dainty's got a copy, so I'm going to watch his video for solo play.
Okay.
But
then when he gets bored of it, he'll pass on to you.
Yeah. But I was tempted by it. I picked it up a few times, went back a couple of times, and I just thought, it's 60, 70 hours of gameplay. I've got
time for it. Yeah.
But that was probably my biggest regret.
The other one that jumped into my head was the March of the Ants one.
Oh yeah.
I did swing by there on Sunday, but sold out. Done.
The same was with UKGE March of Ants as well. It's sold out.
I want to try it.
Yeah.
I want to see if a 4X game gives me the same good feels as if it's spaceships flying around, or if it's ants fighting.
You get flying ants, don't you?
You do. And I just want to kind of see how it works. And I like the look of being able to evolve the queen, different things. Pervy ants. So yeah, that's the other one that just kind of jumped in my head. But anyway.
But yeah, that was it.
That was Essen.
There was a hell of an Essen, wasn't it?
It was a big bumper pack.
It was the best. It was the Besson, right?
The Besson of Essen.
The Besson of Essen.
This is my third Essen.
My third, and this is by far my favourite by a landslide.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've had great times of all of them, but the first Essen
just felt more prepped.
Yeah,
knew what to do.
100%. The first Essen was underprepared, overwhelmed, and
just crying in a corner.
What the hell is this? Second Essen, better prepared. Still, I demoed too much for what my balance or what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I did kind of more demoing than I saw the show. So this one, I felt like I got it right. I thought.
We left before the big rush at the end,
yes.
So we didn't stay to the end.
Didn't feel as busy on a couple of the days. I felt busy, but it was comfortable.
Yeah,
it wasn't awful.
It wasn't awful,
which was great.
Which was Saturday, Sunday, weirdly.
It was.
And and we then got games in the evening and had a laugh in the evening, and actually got time to experience the games that we got at Essen and play them, rather than have to wait to GridCon to talk about them properly.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to talk about them now.
We
and
bonded real good too.
We did a good bonding.
We did bonding.
More bonding required. But that, for me, that's one of the main reasons why I like.
That's one of the cards of Decker, surely.
That's one of the main reasons why I like this trip. You get to spend more time with people. Like I did it last year with Adrian. Like, because you share a room with someone, you get to know them better anyway.
Yeah.
And just when you hang out with them more, you get to know them better. And it's just nice. You don't get the opportunity when you're playing games around the table in an evening and everyone buggers off home at the end of the night. Just to chat and have food
learn
together.
About jobs and things.
What do
lives.
you do?
That's
this. And it's just nice.
What I thought was really funny is that it was Taz's first one. And I said to him, mate, first Essen, I said, slippery slope, mate. It's a slippery slope. And he's like, no, I'll be all right. Literally had armfuls of games and then said something that I just laughed at. He was like, yeah, I'm never selling them. Never selling them. You will, mate. You're going to just make room for more. He's like, no, I'm never going to sell them.
Oh,
and
do
I just
you
laughed
remember
and
that?
went, I used to say that.
He's in that honeymoon stage. But I want to collect everything. I want them all.
I called him my sweet summer child.
My sweet, sweet prince. Bless him. No, he had a good time.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. He was a good companion, old Taz. I enjoyed getting to know him better as well. So there we go. I think that about wraps it up. I think we're all ready for bed.
Yeah.
It's been a long one. So there we have it, folks. This has been our Essen 2025 coverage, and we're all going to bed because we're tired, little board gamers, and we're ready for it, to be honest. But no, thank you for listening to this epic bumper episode. And if you like the show, as always, please like and subscribe and share us with your friends, with your board game crew. Word of mouth helps us keep going, and we love it. So And if you really like the show and you want to throw us a few pennies, we have coffee, and that helps us to basically keep going, helps us run the podcast, helps us to grow and do the things we love and cover Essen and talk about Essen and other conventions as well. But yeah, I'm off to bed.
And that's been me, Davey.
And me, Mark.
And me, JP. And until next time, whose turn is it?